welcome back. So in today's video, we will look at supported butterfly pose. We're going to start with what I believe to be the most accessible variation of the posture, and accessibility based on the number of props that you need to use, not necessarily on the degree of support that we can offer. So let's come to our initial setup. Let's take the blanket away first. So in this variation, we're going to use a bolster and then 2 bricks and a blanket that has been folded. For my blanket, that's now into a 5th fold. So it's into our long rectangular fold. The first brick is going to be to support in between the shoulder blades, so we create this elevation of the chest. The second brick is going to support the back of the head and encourage the chin to drop towards the chest. Finally, the bolster, ensuring that the bolster, 1, the zip is away from the backs of the legs, and 2, that is, the beans are evenly distributed. The bolster is going to support the backs of the legs and in particular the sides of the knees, allowing the knees to drop outwardly. And so the blanket is there to simply add more comfort to the bricks. Sometimes the bricks can be quite harsh dependent on the material that they're made from. So again, extra support here for the head and the back of the shoulders. As we always do, we will smooth out the support. And for myself, again, I always try to take the folded area towards the body because that often feels more comfortable than the seamed area. We walk backwards, we walk into the posture, making sure that the bolster is there to fully support the backs of the knees. If the soles of the feet come together, and they quite commonly can separate, and that's absolutely fine as long as the legs feel supported by the bolster itself. Placing the palms of the hands down onto the mat, slowly lowering down so the shoulder blades are supported by the first bolster, the back of the head by the second, and then we arrive in the posture. So one common thing to keep your eye on is this, that the neck, the stretch across the neck becomes quite drastic. And again, I'm straining my voice there, which is a good indication that I'm also straining the breath. So the height that we get and the extra support that we get to the back of the head is really going to encourage the chin to drop into the chest. Let's press into the hands to lift back up. To look at variations, let's do this systematically and progressively, adding just 1 prop in at a time. The first one to add in, eye pillow or an eye mask. Quite simply resting it over the eyes to encourage more of an inwardly gazing practice. Next, we can come to adding in an additional blanket. The first place I would say to add a blanket, if you just have the 1 blanket, is either resting underneath the feet, so we have that extra degree of comfort here, or you can also lie the blanket to give the extra degree of comfort to the lower back. Next, it's to use 3 blankets. For this, we're going to fold the other 2 blankets similar to how we have set up already. So we do a long rectangular fold on both blankets, smooth out any creases, and then coming to one side. And then here, we're using the blankets to rest our elbows and forearms on. Just a really incredibly comforting variation of the posture. Further variation, we have brought the bolsters in. Now here, I've got the bolsters resting down on the blankets. That's just for ease because the blankets are there and I've gained more height. If you have the option of using the 2, it'd be blankets placed on top, smooth the blankets out. And then as we come towards the posture, this gives us opportunity to change the position of our hands. We can have the palms of the hands turned in, similar to an armchair pose, or we can have the palms of the hands turned up. Now again, this is one of those considerations which on the surface can seem quite insignificant, but it gives you opportunity to maybe seed in some ideas or themes into the practice. With the palms turned up, we're reflecting a greater sense of openness, receptivity. With the palms turned down, we're reflecting a greater sense of turning inward, being more introspective. And both of those can be quite interesting themes to play with in your own practice and also for those that you are teaching. there is one more option for us to travel through, the most supportive and luxurious of all. Here, we're going to change the position of the bolsters, so the bolsters are going to lie underneath the legs and out to the sides of the legs. This just gives it that added sense of support, a real feeling that you can bed down and weight the body into. You could also use bricks and blankets as a combination instead of using bolsters. And again, as always, I encourage you to investigate using not just specific yoga props, but things that you have to hand at home. Maybe modifying the use of bolsters with firmer pillows, and again, a combination of bricks and pillows or bricks and blankets. So I'm going to invite you to pause the video now, take a few moments to investigate those different variations, utilize everything that you have available to you, and then when you're ready, we'll hit the play button and again we'll practice together for 5 minutes. In today's practice, I want to offer you a greater sense of spaciousness, and so there'll be less guidance and less instruction, and more of an opportunity to really surrender into the stillness and the silence of restorative yoga. I invite you to take a few moments now just to maybe wriggle into the shoulders, feeling the weight of your arms and your legs, and recognizing that you are completely supported. And as you feel the support where your body rests, let's take a breath in, and then a very gentle sigh, sealing the lips down, bringing your awareness to the body. And now deliberately and willfully relax the whole body. Feel it get heavier and heavier, and you travel deeper and deeper into the support. And now bringing your awareness to the breath, noticing the sensation of the inhale and the exhale, and recognizing that this is your anchor to the practice and the present moment. For the remainder of the class, as I leave you in that sense of spaciousness, notice that each time you become aware of the breath, each time you sense the rhythm of the breath, you are present. And so each and every time your mind wanders, just calmly and kindly bring it back and feel the next inhale and relax through the following exhale. And then just bringing your awareness back to the breath. And again, as you start to deepen the inhale, notice that sense of aliveness and wakefulness come back to the body. When you're ready, take a deep breath in. And then as the mouth opens, gentle sigh. If you're using an eye mask or an eye pillow, maybe just keeping your eyes closed for a moment, but we can take it off. Just place it to one side. Before we let the glare of the light come in, we'll rest our hands over our eyes. And then once we feel the warmth of the hands, very slowly blink the eyes open. Keep the hands just as they are for now. So you can see the first few fragments of light. Reclose your eyes and then let the hands massage over your eyes, temples, the brow, sockets of the cheeks. Let the hands run into the scalp, the back of the neck. And then bringing your left hand down towards the left thigh. If you can reach it, lift it up. Pressing firmly into the left hand. We're just going to take the bolsters away from us. Come onto the right shoulder for a second. And then just let your head rest down. Take a final breath. Firmly pressing into the hands so you can feel the strength of the arm and the shoulder. Walk your way back up into a seated position. And once you're in our seated position, close our class. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you again soon.